Hi guys, welcome to the channel. The plan is very simple. Taking an old motorcycle, an X-Challenge for which there are almost no parts in the world, around the world. Great idea, right? So I'm going from Scotland to Japan, from there to Canada, from Canada to Chile, from Chile to South Africa, from South Africa to Europe. Now, there are going to be a lot of fun countries in between. We are starting with Iran, continuing on to Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, and then there is Myanmar. There's civil war in Myanmar, and I can't really go through China because I've got a vehicle, so I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. The original plan was to start with Africa and then do Americas and then from Japan to Europe, and hoping it will sort itself out in between, because I'm planning on this taking about 2 or 3 years or whenever I run out of money. Very organized. Now, the first couple of episodes are gonna be a bit of a mess. I've had this fantastic idea of I am going to travel for a while, then stop, then edit all of the episodes, and then head on and keeping it going. Except I recorded all of it on one card, and the card got somehow, I don't know. So most of the files, a lot of the files, are gone. So there's gonna be, for the first couple episodes, a bit of a talking head every now and then to sort of say, oh, now I'm going there, and this is what's happening. I am finally leaving Glasgow after months and months of prep. It's kind of hard to believe that it's the time is finally here, but yeah, I am overloaded to the brim, and by the brim I really mean to the brim. Now, where we started is I finished preparing the bike. I thought I'm totally ready to go, and it turns out my last job, chain and sprockets, after rebuilding the whole bloody bike. Then I have found out that my shaft for this front sprocket is shafted. So I've had to rebuild the whole engine, at which time I've had no space to do this, and I was doing it at my friend's place in Germany. We are in Toby's workshop in Germany. As you can see, there are some rally bikes getting prepared. Loads of machinery. This is Toby, the German wizard. The German cake wizard. Having a much deserved break just before he starts cracking on with the engine. Taking out my old gearbox with a broken output shaft and putting a donor gearbox from a different model bike with a wider output shaft. That is the plan for tonight. It's about 10 PM and we're just about ready to get started. And we are moving forward. Assemble the gearbox. And now it's apparently the extra fun part that in the name of preserving my sanity, I am not allowed to do. And Toby has gone
just
past this point of sanity.
Just hand me the camera
and he's ready.
gladly film you do it.
And he's ready. The bike is slowly starting to come alive. I am still in Germany. It is now cold, very cold. And welcome to Adventure Kitchen. There is some avocado on the go. We have, among all these bikes, an oven that's getting preheated for some baguette. And it's starting to look like a great day. And these are the result of the welding table kitchen. When I have finished doing this, I have valiantly set off, only to get rear-ended when I was stopped at red lights by this tiny little German girl who just got her license. It took about a month and a half of being stuck in the Czech Republic to sort out the damage, to deal with German insurance. You would think Germans are organized. They are bloody not. It took forever, it was a mess, and I never want to deal with it again. It's just horrendous. Anyway, from there, I have silver lining of this. I have met Milan Holy, who is a suspension specialist, who explained to me that the suspension that I have is probably going to blow and it is impossible to find service. So he has hooked me up with a really nice discount for FTX suspension. He has helped me to set it up, put everything together. Great guy. Good morning, people. We are at a very special location near Prague. It's an enduro school, but it's also a place of a well-famed suspension specialist. So that's what we've been doing. We've been setting her up. I have just learned the hard way that maybe if you get a sheepy cover, try not to leave it in the rain. It does get soaked. We've installed a new beautiful suspension. Not that you can see it, but it's supposed to be great. The downside is the bike is now so tall that I can barely get on the tippy toes on one side. And this is where I've slept tonight. Milan was kind enough to let me stay in his rider's lounge. And this place is fantastic. So this is the secret back door to where all the bikes are. And he's done a tremendous job setting this place up. This is Milan. His name is Holy. He insists that that is the correct pronunciation.
I'm Holly, yeah.
And this is his suspension workshop. So he's been kind enough to get my hands on the suspension that I showed you earlier, and you can see some more of these patients lined up here. So what is it you're doing, Milan? Tell us.
Well, I'm selling the new shocks and also doing the repairs and service on shocks.
That's part of your business, right?
Wow.
And then the rest of it, you can see or get an idea over here. Whereas Milan used to do, maybe used to race.
No, in the past, but just a little bit.
So yeah, so he's done racing, he's worked with Touratech quite extensively, and now he does school where you can come and you can learn how to ride these things properly, and then he can also take you in different places around the world.
Well, that's it, you know, because I'm enjoying that. I'm too old to do the work which I don't like, so I'm just doing only what I do like.
Well, it's a good way of doing it. So yeah, I'll post up a link, and you can hit Milan up if you need anything with suspension. He's the guy in Central Europe to see for that, and I can confirm that the Holy is probably correct pronunciation, because he's set up my med kit yesterday to make sure I don't bleed out or die somewhere, because I've been totally underprepared. So yeah, hit him up. After that, I have headed for Hungary. We are about to arrive to my friend's place in Hungary, who's moved here from Scotland because he's decided that the city life is no longer suiting him. So now he's got, I don't know, 60 chickens, like 10 dogs, sheep, ducks, geese. I am sure I am forgetting about like 20 other animals. So essentially he started a little zoo. We are probably about to receive warm welcome of 1,000 dogs and a child. No dogs, just a child and big man. Here you can see what it looks like on Hungarian markets. It's fun mess. Apparently this is breakfast in Hungary.
There's no need for your
This is our breakfast at 8 a.m. after about 10 years of not eating meat. So, heart attack. Here we go. We got farm tools, more tools, and underwear.
Ez nagyon szép.
I am heading for, well, first the Serbian border and then Romania. It's a tiny bit of a detour, but I have never been to Romania. It's one of the only countries in Europe I've not managed to get to. Because the last time I've tried, I ended up in the hospital. I got wiped out by a silly, not attention-paying driver. In Macedonia, I couldn't walk for 3 months. Don't try that at home, or touring, or anywhere. It's not fun. Here is a neat little trick when you travel and you're crossing from EU to out of EU, or any other country mostly. There are tax agreements in place that let you get a tax refund on whatever is in your luggage. Let's say you want, I don't know, a new iPhone that's never on sale. Well, now you can take the 20 or whatever percent tax that there is, and you can get it refunded once you cross the border. That's another little perk of traveling. In my case, that is, among some photography equipment, a new suspension. Purposefully tried to pick a border that's quite small and shouldn't be busy, and it looks like I am in luck. So I assume I'm not supposed to film here. So yeah, I chose the wrong border. I chose a small border that you cannot cross if you are not European or Serbian. The search for tax refund continues. So far it's extra fun. I have, after speaking to about 10 people, found where the actual customs office is, and they said, yeah, but you have to go wait in line first, get a stamp. So it is not exactly cold. I am baking in my own brine, or cooking rather. Today is gonna be quite an exciting day because I am heading towards one of the most famous roads in Romania, and certainly as far as I know, the highest located, which is the Transalpina, and then cutting through the mountains towards the famous Transfigurage. So far, there is not a lot of Alpina, but there is a lot of very tight corners, and I do have to say, I find myself petrified to actually go any sort of speed into them, because there is a lot of occasional gravel patches that you encounter mid-corner, of course, and there is a lot of drivers who are cutting corners through your lane, and quite severely. Half of them seem to have a phone on their ear, which is probably not going to make them any faster reacting to encountering you mid-corner. So if you're in a car, you're okay. If you're on a bike, then yeah, tread carefully. We're getting somewhere pretty. I think we've reached slightly higher altitude. There is no economical justification for this road, or any need, really. It only operates 6 months out of the year, if that, due to the snow. But building this road is at about 1.8 million euros per kilometer, which is a staggering amount, and it's been mostly given to one company, this huge contract. So a lot of people have been quite unhappy about that. Historically, this road has been here since I think the Romans, almost, if I recall correctly. Anywho, and then it's been repaved by the Germans in the First World War, though rarely used. Snow. Yay. Look at that view. Okay. I take it back. Me saying that Transalpina isn't that interesting. Because look at all of this. How gorgeous. How absolutely gorgeous is that? Well, I guess off-road tires or not, they'll have to do. This is too pretty to not go for a wee look. At the moment, I do really have motorway pressure. So this is very bumpy. this is where the pretty stuff is. It's hiding in the southern part, the Transalpina. The entire, much longer northern path is essentially just one big forest. But down here, gained a bit of altitude, and we're getting this beautiful scenery and a really nice road.